Building Uncle Dorkel, Part 23. Before I get started on this project today, I want to make mention something I've been trying to mention before, but there just never seemed to be time because the projects take so much time up, is maybe some of you are wondering why I spend so much time showing every little detail of the project. The reason for this, and that goes for any projects like the shed or the generator house or any of these other projects, is simply because there are people out there that may just want to build something that I am making. A good example is the Uncle Dorkel project. Well, Halloween is coming. Maybe you get some ideas from my Rube Goldberg setups and everything as to maybe you want to build something like this for Halloween or whatever. So this is why I do this. Otherwise I could just say, hey, here it is. This is what I made, and not show you how I made it. So that is the reason why I go into so much detail. Because there are a few, maybe not too many people out there, but there are a few that would like to know how to make something like this. Getting on to the project. Since the last time I showed you, I had this arm working and it only went up like this, and it didn't really go like this. Well, since then we did a design change. We're constantly changing things. We had the small thin string, which was nothing wrong with it. It's just that I wanted something a little heavier, so I went to the hardware store and got some 1/8" nylon string. We put this Teflon tube through here so that she'll slide through nice and easy. This is going to go through these holes here. This is a temporary piece of tape. I'm just going to tape it down there, and we're going to show you how this arm moves. Okay, we got the thing strung in here, and it's just temporary here, taped around. We don't need to put a hook in here like I thought I was going to have to do. We'll just tape it in here. The hand is going on the end of this. This arm is pretty light, but there's no coat or shirt or anything on this which could cause a binding action. But the shoulder here has to have something like this. So when I put the Teflon, some small Teflon tubing in here, that this just fits in nice. And now when you pull on this, you're going to just pull straight down on this on the inside. It's going to make the arm go up like this, which I think is pretty neat. And it goes pretty easy. So he could wave at you. Looking on the inside, I got the Teflon tubing coming down about a 1/2 inch, and you just pull on this. All I'm going to do is I'll cut this off after I get it where I want it, and put a little handle on here to pull it. It doesn't have to have a ring. It'll just be, when I'm operating this, momentarily I can take my hand off of this and operate this. Now, because of the arm here needing to swing out, I had to leave this back open, which means the arm will have a tendency to go backwards. But I think if I just put a stop in here, so that this, I'll put a stop up in here, so that they can't go any more than straight down. And then, there she is. And she comes right up against this Teflon tube right here. See where it's hitting? But that's all it needs to be. The arms don't have to go way up in the air. Not unless somebody's going to hold him up and he's got to put his hands up. He won't. Uncle Dorkel will not put his hands up for anyone. No, sir. Alright, so we got all this taken care of here. Like I say, this is about as high as you want it. Don't need to go any higher than that. But what I have to do here is I have to put something over this. Some kind of a sleeve or something. Probably to tape it here and just come around so that this cord don't get bound up in the jacket or the shirt or whatever that's going to be on this. It probably won't, but I'd rather be safe than sorry, so that we'll just build this up a little bit. And over here I'm going to have something coming out for the shoulder here, so that again the jacket don't get jammed in. So it'll be like a little shield, and it'll come up and over to here. So that same little cover is going to go partially into here, so that when the shirt goes over, it won't be getting caught in this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of this plastic. I use this for keeping paint off of things, but it's kind of like a binder, book binder type of plastic. I don't know, it's thin plastic anyways. We're going to take it and fold it over, tape it to here to cover up this area here and down here. So it'll have two sections, one for here and one for here. Up here I'll probably just put cardboard coming out to about like this to make like a shoulder, mainly to protect this joint here so that this don't get bound into the fabric of the coat or shirt or whatever it is that I'm going to be putting here. So we're going to make this up, and I'll come back on the video after I get it done and you can see how I did it. Now, I had somebody compliment me on this setup here, but this is not my design, not on this. This is something that a lot of ventriloquist dummy makers use. They use the rubber band most of the time on the lower headstock to stabilize it. So that's not my design. But what is my design is this arm arrangement here. That is my Rube Goldberg setup. Now, this is the sleeve that I want to protect the cord coming in. I'm not sure if I need to put one here. I don't know. I might. But then again, you know, I don't think it would really be in the way. But I did want to put it here, and also gives it a little bit of body to it, and just a bunch of bones only, you know. And I'll probably put one on here too, but there's no cord or anything in here, so this will just be a simple plastic around here. And this arm will be, like I say, will not move. This is the only one that's going to move. So we got that set up. It's a little complicated in here. Of course, you have to make cutouts to allow for this. I had to take my little torch. I got that from a yard sale many years ago, and it's called a blazer torch. And heat the plastic up, because this plastic you can't really, you know, it won't stay down. So I had to heat up the plastic a little bit to get it to fold over. Then I taped it down with some masking tape so that this sleeve will not go down anymore. This sleeve will just sit here, and if you notice, if you look under there, but you won't really see it from here, the eye bolt is right about where my finger, the end of my finger is, right there, just below the black tape. So that is where the eye bolt is. So when I pull on this, see, does not interfere. And the arm does not go only this far, because I got to stop on the inside. I glued Elmer's glue in here, and then I taped it down. So now I got the felt in here that I was telling you about that I'm going to put in. That doesn't really match perfectly, but it's good enough. And then I'm going to make, you can call them shoulder pads if you want. They're going to come out and go over here to protect this. So, like I say, this is my design here. I'm not taking credit for somebody else's design, but I did design this. And I did design this type of neck arrangement. It's probably not the best design. I probably could have done it a different way and much easier and simplified, but being that this is the first time I ever built something like this, it'll be alright. Alright, I'm running a weight test now. I tried I tried about a 1 pound weight on this, and is only able to get up to here. Really hard pulling, and I don't want to put a strain on any of this. So I figured a small clamp and a bigger one on here. I don't know how much it weighs. It doesn't weigh a lot much. Picks it up. The reason I'm concerned with weight is because he's going to have a jacket on or a shirt. There's going to be some resistance there, so I do need the arm to move. And that's why I wanted to use a little heavier cord than this thin stuff over here too. But there's a limit, you know, as to how much this arm is going to be able to lift. Of course, I'm pulling down with my left hand and trying to run the camera too, but alright, we'll just put a little more weight on that and try it. These things only weigh a few ounces, so get that out of the way here. Alright, let's see if he can pull this. Yeah. I don't want to put a lot of strain on this shoulder joint if I break something in here. I think that's alright. I'm concerned with his, like I say, a jacket or something. Something I'm going to be putting on. So, okay, I think we're okay here. I don't think I need to put anything here. So, at the very least, he can wave at you. Alright. We're going to work on this side over here now. We'll come back on the video in a little bit. Alright, taking the blazer torch and heating this up. Just to bend this plastic over so it stays over like this. Then I'll put tape on top of it. That keeps the... I can take this off now. That keeps the sleeve on the shoulder after I get this all taped up. More taping on this to do. And then, of course, I won't worry about the lower one. I have to just cut out a little area here. This is going to move, but I just want this arm to be in proportion to the other one. Alright, well, he's got some biceps now. Alright, this one, of course, I had to make sure that nothing was going to get tangled up in here. And this one is just a free hanging arm. There's a little play in here, but they didn't seem to loosen up inside. They're not going to come off. They're double nutted inside, and there's silicone on top of that. So, well, getting there. So what I'll do is after I get a coat or something on him or whatever he's going to have, then I'll work on putting hands of some sort on here. Not sure exactly how. Probably make them out of a glove or something, but I'm not sure yet how I'm going to do that. There's a lot of work here to do now. I'm letting this stuff dry here. I got this felt down here, and it's white glue, so it's going to take overnight to dry. But what I'm going to do is make the shoulder protector, which is going to go up to about here. It has to allow for this, so it'll probably only go, see how where this is here? It'll probably only go to about here. In other words, this part will show, but that's not a big deal. I want his neck to show. See how real skinny it is? Okay, I'm going to silicone this. A little piece of plastic, some trim that we had when we did the kitchen. This is imitation wood. And this gives me a little angle because we need to have this come up to about here. I got a line here so that when you turn this, this rides underneath it. This is the high point right here. And this is like the shoulder guard so that when the jacket or whatever goes over the top of this, and man, I'll tell you, he's going to probably need a big jacket. But I can't just take and put the jacket over the top of this. It may be okay, but it will get caught in here when this is turning. So we're going to make shoulders for this here, and then I'm going to do one for here too. So we're going to do this one first. The first thing I'm going to do is silicone this in place, and then I'm going to put this top piece on here. And then we'll do the same to that side here, and then we'll let it dry, and that'll be it for tonight because the sun is, well, sun is getting a little low. for this time of the day. Still got probably a couple of hours of work yet, but we'll do as much as we can here. We'll come back on this as soon as I get this siliconed in. The tape is holding it temporarily right now, but we're going to silicone it. See, this sticks up a little bit, so we need to rise this up. This has to be, because of this, we have to have this here to raise it away from this. Okay, I'm going to put a little shim in here, stick some silicone in there. Then I'm going to tape this, because this is all going to be part of the body contour. So this is just laying on the silicone right now. And we're going to tape it into place because we don't need to move this. So we're sitting here, we're sitting on top of this Teflon, and we're going to put a little piece in here and a little piece in here, and then we'll bring some masking tape right around this thing to hold it into place, and then we'll do the same on this side. Man, it looks like a damn football player. Jeez. Well, these are necessary because of the don't want to get anything jammed up into here. I just hope I can get a shirt or something on this guy. I may have to custom make it, literally cut it and staple it. I can't sew, by the way. So I hope I don't have to go that route, but as you can plainly see here, because this hole is not even, so, but this just allows me to put the shirt on, and then the collar will go up into here or whatever, you know. And yeah, so you've got plenty of room under there. Yep. This has got to dry. There's silicone underneath to hold the knees into place. The tape is going to stay there. And the padding, whatever, I'm going to put any padding in here and everything. I'll do that as the next project as time goes on. This thing is starting to weigh up a little bit. Good thing I'm not carrying them around. When I'm using them, that is. Well, that's going to be it for this, for today. This concludes part 23, I believe. This thing is moving along. We'll join you on part 24, so don't go away.